Manchester United just did something nobody thought was possible. In the space of 1 week, they beat Manchester City 2-0 with a disciplined, compact defensive masterclass. Then, they travelled to the Emirates and beat league leaders Arsenal 3-2 in a dramatic counter-attacking thriller. 6 points from the two toughest fixtures in English football. But here's the thing nobody's asking. How did Michael Carrick achieve in 2 weeks what 3 previous managers couldn't achieve in 2 years? The answer is so simple, so brutally obvious, that it's almost embarrassing it took this long. And here's the part that should terrify every single team left in this Premier League. United have found their formula, they've cracked the code. And if you think the City and Arsenal wins were a fluke, wait until you see what's coming next. Fulham are about to find out the hard way. Subscribe to Cyberboot right now, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why Manchester United are suddenly the most dangerous team in this league again. Let's break it down. For years, Manchester United have been chasing an identity. Manager after manager arrived, promising revolution, promising a new era, promising transformation, and manager after manager failed to deliver, not because the talent wasn't there. United have spent hundreds of millions building a squad that should be competing for the biggest trophies. The problem was never the players, it was the system. Under Ruben Amorim, United played a rigid 3-4-3 that asked players to do things they weren't built for. Wingers became wingbacks. Midfielders covered zones they didn't understand. The cognitive load was suffocating. And the result? Hesitation, confusion, underperformance. But then Michael Carrick arrived, and everything changed. Not through complexity, not through tactical innovation, through radical simplicity. Carrick stripped away the noise, he put players back in their natural positions, he gave them one clear job each, and suddenly Manchester United started looking like a team again. 2 wins, 2 statement performances, 0 fuss. Today we're going to break down exactly how Carrick cracked the formula, how he neutralized City, how he dismantled Arsenal, and most importantly, why this system is about to become a nightmare for the rest of the Premier League. Starting with Fulham, let's start with the foundation. Before Carrick touched a single tactical element, he made one decision that changed everything. He put players back where they belong. This sounds obvious, but after 14 months of forcing players into unnatural roles, it was actually revolutionary. Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez were restored as the central defensive partnership. And this pairing matters more than you might think. Maguire brings aerial dominance, physical block, presence. When the ball is in the air, he wins it. When attackers run at him, he stops them. Martinez brings something completely different. Aggressive ball-playing ability. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet. He can drive forward. He can play passes that break lines. Together, they cover each other's weaknesses instinctively. They've played together enough to communicate without words. No complex instructions needed, just familiarity. And familiarity breeds confidence. Then there were the wingers. Under Amorim, Amad Diallo and Patrick Dorgu carried enormous defensive responsibility as wingbacks. They had to track opposition fullbacks, defend one-on-one, and somehow still contribute to attacks. It drained them. It confused them. It neutered their attacking threat. Carrick's instruction was simple. Go back to what you're good at. Push high. Stay wide. Focus entirely on creating chances in the final third. Stop worrying about defending. And the instruction was binary. Minimize defensive overthinking. Maximize final third impact. That's it. No 17 conditional movements. No positional rotations. Just attack. And the difference was immediate. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think the biggest problem at Manchester United has always been the system rather than the players? Comment below. Because this question is at the heart of everything we're about to discuss. The Manchester City game taught us everything about Carrick's defensive philosophy. United won 2-0, but it wasn't just the result that was impressive. It was the method. Carrick deployed a classic 4-4-2 mid-block, and the instruction was brutally clear. Pack the center. Deny City the ball in dangerous areas. Let them have it everywhere else. Here's how it worked. United refused to press City's center backs. Now that sounds insane, because pressing high is the modern default. Every team does it. But Carrick made a calculated decision. By not pressing, United forced City to build from deep, which meant City had to play the ball forward themselves, into United's organized block. And United's block was immaculate. Midfielders stayed in midfield. Fullbacks stayed deep. Nobody dropped position to chase the ball. The result? City's creative players couldn't find space, they passed sideways, they passed backwards. They recycled possession endlessly without ever finding a way through. This is what Carrick calls controlled suffering. United accepted that City would have the ball, they accepted that City would dominate possession, but they bet that a disciplined shape could absorb that pressure better than City could break it down. And they were right. A clean sheet against Manchester City, one of the hardest things to achieve in Premier League football. Not through pressing, not through aggression, through patience, through structure, through trust in the system. This is defensive football done brilliantly. and it set the foundation for everything that came next. But here's where it gets really interesting. The system that beat City and the system that beat Arsenal weren't the same. Carrick didn't just copy the City blueprint and hope it worked against Arsenal. He adapted. He changed the formation. He changed the instructions. Against City, a passive 4-4-2 mid-block designed to absorb pressure. Against Arsenal, an active 4-2-3-1 designed to set a trap. Two completely different tactical approaches, both built on the same philosophy of simplicity. And the Arsenal game revealed something genuinely clever about how Carrick thinks. Because beating Arsenal wasn't about defending. It was about manipulating them into making mistakes. And the way he did it was counterintuitive enough to fool one of the best tactical minds in the game. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal are built around two things: high pressing and pocket players. Pocket players like Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard thrive when they receive the ball in half spaces, the areas between fullback and center back, between midfield and defense. That's where they're dangerous. That's where they create. That's where Arsenal become unstoppable. So Carrick's job was simple: take those half spaces away. And he did it with a move that looked risky but was actually genius: the narrow winger strategy. Usually, wingers defend wide. They track fullbacks. They stay on the touchline. Carrick ordered his wingers to do the exact opposite: tuck inside, sit narrow, stay near the center circle. The result? A dense wall of bodies in the central zones. Arsenal couldn't pass through the middle. The half spaces were physically blocked. Now, the obvious question: what about the flanks? Carrick surrendered them deliberately. He let Arsenal have the ball wide. He let them pass to their fullbacks. He let them play on the touchlines. Because without access to the central half spaces, that wide possession was harmless. Arsenal passed sideways, left to right, right to left. A U-shape, sterile, predictable, dangerous to nobody. Despite dominating possession, Arsenal couldn't create clear chances in the box. And all the while, United waited. Compact, patient, organized, ready for the moment Arsenal made a mistake. And they did. Because when you force a team to take risks just to create anything, eventually those risks pay off in your favor. United's counterattacks were devastating, direct, vertical, fast. And the 3-2 victory proved the concept. You don't need to outpossess Arsenal. You just need to outthink them. But defense only tells half the story. Because United didn't just neutralize Arsenal, they destroyed them on the counter. And the key to that was one specific instruction: the first pass after winning possession must go forward. Not sideways, not backward, forward. Immediately. This is called verticality. And it's the opposite of how most teams play after winning the ball. Most teams recycle possession, pass to a fullback, slow the game down, build from deep. Carrick said no. The moment United won the ball went forward. And the player who made this work was Bryan Mbeumo. Deployed nominally as a striker, Mbeumo operated as what tacticians call a hybrid false nine. Instead of staying on the last line, he dropped deep into midfield during transitions. And this created a specific dilemma for Arsenal's center backs. Follow Mbeumo deep, and you leave massive space behind your defensive line. Stay high, and Mbeumo turns with the ball in midfield with time to drive forward. Either way, Arsenal lose. And the winning goal proved exactly how effective this was. United won the ball deep. Instead of recycling, the ball was launched immediately through the lines. Mbeumo had already occupied Arsenal's center backs. Their defensive line was high. Massive channels opened up behind them. Matheus Cunha, operating with complete freedom behind the striker, recognized the space instantly. He made a diagonal run, received the vertical pass, and finished clinically past David Raya. The perfect execution of everything Carrick had set up. Efficiency over volume, one chance created, one goal scored, match won. So why does this matter for the rest of the Premier League? Because Manchester United have found a formula that works against any style of opposition. Against possession-based teams like City, the compact mid-block absorbs pressure and denies space. Against high-pressing teams like Arsenal, the narrow winger strategy creates a cage and forces mistakes. Against counter-attacking teams, the natural position reset and vertical transition philosophy turns defense into immediate attack. This isn't a one-off, this is a system. And Fulham are about to find out exactly how dangerous it is. Fulham are a solid, well-organized team. But they're not City, they're not Arsenal. They can't maintain the same level of pressure for 90 minutes. They can't create the same number of chances. Which means United's system has even more time to work. The compact block will frustrate them. The counterattacks will punish them. And the psychological confidence that's now flowing through United's dressing room will carry them. Because that's the final ingredient that no tactical diagram can capture. Belief. United believe in this system now. They've seen it work against the best teams in the league. And that belief is contagious. So here's the final verdict. Michael Carrick didn't reinvent Manchester United. He restored them. He stripped away the complexity. He put players in their natural positions. He gave them clear, simple roles. And the result was 6 points from the two hardest fixtures in the calendar. A 4-4-2 mid-block that silenced Manchester City. A 4-2-3-1 with a narrow winger trap that dismantled Arsenal. Vertical transitions that turned defense into devastating attack. This is efficiency over volume. Clarity over complexity. Conviction over confusion. And if the rest of the Premier League hasn't figured it out yet, they need to start paying very close attention. Because Manchester United have cracked the formula. And Fulham are just the beginning. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Carrick's simple system can sustain itself for the rest of the season? Or will teams adapt and find ways to break it down? And here's the bigger question. Is tactical simplicity actually the future of football? Or have we just seen a short-term fix that will eventually run out of steam? Drop your verdict in the comments right now. Let's debate this properly. If this tactical breakdown changed how you see Manchester United's revival, subscribe to Cyberboot immediately and turn on that notification bell. We break down the systems, the philosophies, and the decisions that actually win football matches. Hit that like button if you finally understand why simplicity is the most dangerous weapon in football. Share this with anyone who thinks you need a complex system to beat the best teams in the world. And remember, the formula isn't about being the best team on the pitch, it's about being the smartest. This is Cyberboot. See you in the next one.